Hello everyone, welcome to today's video where I will be using a full face of Chanel makeup. And this is the look I will be demonstrating today. For those of you that might not know it, I was a makeup artist for over 20 years. I began my career working for Laura Mercier in 1996, and Chanel actually holds a very special place in my heart because that is the brand that I was working for in 1999-2000 when I met my husband, when we got engaged, when we got married. So I'll never forget the day that I walked into work wearing my Chanel t-shirt that had the little CCs right here and telling my coworkers that I was engaged. Yeah, that was almost 21 years ago. So I absolutely loved working for Chanel and I fell in love with the products then. And it's been so long since I've done a Chanel haul. And by the way, this video is in partnership with Nordstrom, which is where I purchased all of these Chanel products. I was really excited to try out some of the new products from the holiday collection. They are beautiful. And I don't know about you, but I've been doing a lot of online shopping lately, and applying makeup has sort of been my escape from everything that's going on in the world. And Nordstrom has really become my go-to place to shop just because their selection is so amazing. They have fast free shipping. I can do curbside pickup at my local store. I have been wearing this robe right here that I purchased, I think about 2 months ago, non-stop. It is probably my favorite purchase of the year. So let's get to playing with some makeup. Now, the last time I did a full face of a certain brand, I was missing a few products here and there, maybe 3 or 4 products I didn't have from that brand. And people were upset with me. There are a lot of comments saying, you can't do a full face of a brand if you don't have every single thing. So that sort of scared me off from doing a full face of one brand. But I actually have everything in Chanel, from foundation to powder to concealer. The only 2 items that I don't have this time are eyeshadow primer and lip liner. So I'm gonna use a MAC lip liner, but everything else will be Chanel. Beginning with the Chanel Ultra Le Teint Blurring Smoothing Foundation. I use the shade B30, which might actually be a little dark for me right now because it has been forever since I used a self-tanner. I had forgotten what a great foundation this is. I have oily skin with large pores, and I think that this really does a fantastic job at blurring my pores. And it gives such a nice medium coverage. Some might call this full. I don't call it full because I'm used to truly full coverage foundations like MAC Studio Fix or Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is a little bit less than that. As you can see, it still did a really nice job at covering the discoloration I have in this area. And the color actually isn't that bad. And for a foundation that doesn't claim to be long wearing, it actually has really good staying power, I find, especially if I set it with a setting spray. All right, foundation is done and I am really liking the way this looks. And now we're gonna move on to concealer. I purchased the Chanel concealer in number 20 beige. This is the Le Correcteur de Chanel long wear concealer. I want to say it's been several years since I tried a Chanel concealer, and I looked at the reviews and they were pretty good. So we're gonna test this out and see if it becomes a new favorite. Did I already say this already? I'm using shade 20. It's a little bit more yellow than I typically wear in a concealer. I like it to be a little bit more pinkish or peachy to counteract the blue and purple, but this is actually doing a nice job. And it's covering. That's a big difference. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but in my mirror, it's like night and day. Now, before I set my face with the loose powder I purchased, I am going to contour using the Bronze Universal, the Soleil Tan. I have not used this product in a while either, and I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why. It's because I'm a YouTuber and I'm constantly trying out new contour products and bronzers. And I do believe this product may have been reformulated in the time since I purchased mine. So I'm just taking this and applying it to the areas that I normally contour, which is underneath my cheekbones and on my temples, a little bit on my chin or neck area, and then a little bit down the sides of my nose. And now I'm going to open up this new loose powder that I purchased. Chanel packaging, I mean, it's just so beautiful. I know the powders did not look like this 20 years ago. They were not as fancy. Or maybe they were. I can't remember. Now I know a lot of celebrity makeup artists love this powder. And ooh, I can see why. Wow. My skin is looking airbrushed. And moving on to brows, I'm using the Sculpting Eyebrow Pencil in Brun Natural. I remember when I purchased this, I tested both the taupe and the Brun Natural, and the taupe was just a little bit too light. I wanted something that would give my brows a little bit more color. So that's why I went with the Brun Natural. This formula is very similar to the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pencil, not the Brow Wiz, but just her original brow pencil that sort of looks like this. They feel very similar, but I really like this shade. It all comes down to the shade with a brow pencil for me. It's got to be just the right tone, not too ashy, not too red. Okay, my eyebrows are on, and now I want to play with the two eyeshadows that I purchased from the Chanel Holiday Collection. The first one is number 928, Sur Brun. I'm sure I butchered that, even though I took French in high school. I don't remember most of it. And I also purchased 925 Or Antique. Actually, I'm gonna start with a little bronzer in my crease first. And I actually think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Soleil Tan and just run it through my crease. This should work perfectly. All right, now we can go in with the eyeshadow. I'm going to use one of these double-ended brushes from the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. I'm not sure which one this is from. I always take them right out of the palettes, but I have a couple of them, and they're really good. And I'm going to use not the fluffy blending side, but the flat side, and go into the brown. It's also been a really long time since I've used a Chanel single eyeshadow. I have used a couple of their more recent quads, but not these. So this is sort of like a gray brown. I guess I was expecting it to be more chocolate brown. I don't know. And I really like how it's pigmented, but it's not so much so that as soon as you touch your eye, you're just overwhelmed with color and fallout. I know you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes eyeshadows, you dip in and you tap off the excess and you put it on your eye and there's still fallout everywhere, and it's almost like they're too soft. This is just the perfect texture. I'm really impressed. And I'm going to flip the brush around and blend it out. And now I'm going to use this Or Antique. Ooh, that's very pretty as well. What a beautiful gold. I wonder how it would look wet. I'm going to try it. Just dampening my brush a little bit. Ooh, yes. There we go. So, now we know. Oh, these can be used wet or dry. You can use it wet if you want more intensity. This might be my new favorite gold eyeshadow. Love, love, love. And now I'm just going to go back over the outer corners a little bit with the brown. For eyeliner, I am using the waterproof eye pencil in Brune Agape, and I'm running that along my lower lash lines. And then I'm going to take the little sponge tip applicator that comes in the eyeshadow to gently blend it out. And I think I want to line the upper lash lines a little bit too. See if I can stay in frame for this. This is turning into a really pretty smoky eye. Soft smoky eye. And now I'm going to curl my lashes. And I was sent, where did it go? A sample of this Le Volume Stretch de Chanel. I love trying new mascaras. So fun. I'm rarely wowed, but I have to say that Le Volume de Chanel is one of my favorites. And this one is the stretch version. So I'm going to assume it's going to give more length. But let's see. It is giving me some really nice length and separation. My camera likes to go out of focus when I do mascara. So that's one eye with the mascara. I have to say that it is holding the curl, which is good. I'm doing a much better job on this side for some reason than I did on the other. I mean, I know I have barely any lashes to speak of, but this has done a really good job, I think, of at least intensifying them so they look not so pathetic. All right, I am happy with the eyes. I think. Do I want to add some liner to the waterline? I feel like I do. I feel like I want to take this up a little notch. So I'm running the eye pencil along my inner rims. There we go. I don't know, I just wanted to make it a little extra smoky looking. I have really been looking forward to trying this next product. This is the Illuminating Blush Powder from the holiday collection. It is so gorgeous, I cannot wait to try it. It's pretty sheer. I thought it would be a little bit more pigmented. And I suppose with these smoky eyes, that I do want to be a little bit more, you know, minimalist on the cheek. Yeah, if you like a subtle blush with a hint of glow that's not over the top, it's not really accentuating any texture, this is beautiful. And as I think you can see, it can be built up. I do really like how it's giving me some glow on my cheeks, so I feel like I really don't even need to add a highlighter to this. Now remember I said earlier that I do not have a Chanel lip liner. So, I am going to use, what am I gonna use? A MAC liner. Well, you know what? Let's put the lipstick on first, and then I'll decide what liner to use. And for my lips, I am using one of my former favorite nude lipsticks of all time. I do not know why I stopped wearing this color. It is the perfect nude and the formula is beautiful. This is the Rouge Cocoa in the shade Adrienne, or Adrian. I think it will look lovely with MAC's Boldly Bare. Just sharpening it first. Finished. All right, this is the completed look. Obviously, I have gone and done my hair. Now let's talk about my rediscovered favorites and the products that I think are going to be new favorites. The foundation and the lipstick. These are now going to be in heavy rotation in my makeup routine. I feel terrible that I have neglected them for so long because they are both excellent. As for the new items, I really love everything, but I have to say that I was most wowed by the eyeshadow formula of the singles, the loose powder, and this mascara seems to be pretty good. I'm going to use this a few more times before I decide, but there's a good chance that I might purchase the full size of this. Oh, I almost forgot about the illuminating blush, this limited edition product. At first, I wasn't so sure as I was applying it because it was so sheer and it's pretty expensive, but it can be built up. And now I'm really liking the way it looks. And I'm liking the fact, as I mentioned earlier, that I feel like I don't need to use a highlighter, a separate highlighter. It's giving me a really pretty luminosity, a really pretty luminosity. Why can't I get the words out? It's giving a luminous look to my skin. All right, that'll do it for this full face of Chanel. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions at all, please leave them for me in the comments. If you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. I do try to upload new videos at least twice per week. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter under the same username, Risa Does Makeup. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.